Hi guys, and welcome to this other video. Hope you guys are doing well. So in this video we are going to talk about updating or upgrading a FortiGate firewall. So recently I bought a new FortiGate 60F device. So it is actually running firmware version 6.4.10. So I would like to upgrade it to the latest version of FortiGate OS, that is FortiOS version 7.6.4. So I thought doing a little video about this will be interesting. So in this video, we are going to talk about the prerequisite to perform an update. We'll talk about updates or upgrade path recommended by Fortinet. So we'll also see the two methods that are available to perform a FortiGate or update. Then we'll talk about compatibility checks and well-known issues. And we will conclude by doing the practical, that is doing the upgrades from the version 6.4.10 to version 7.6.4. So like before performing a FortiGate upgrades, you need to review the official documentation of the FortiGate version for which you want to do the update. So if you are going like me to version 7.6 or 6.4, you need to read the official documentation for this FortiOS release documentation and make sure that all the new features are the features that you really need. So you also need to identify the upgrade path. So we'll see this in the next slide. You need either to download the firmware directly from the Fortinet website, or you perform the upgrade from the FortiGate device itself. So letting the FortiGate automatically connect to the FortiGate servers, doing the download from the FortiGate servers, then performing the updates after downloading. So that is the second method. You also, if you are downloading the files directly from Fortinet or from your FortiCloud account, so you can download the file from your FortiCloud account, then make sure you verify the checksum of the files that you have downloading to make sure that the file that you will be uploading on your FortiGate is not a corrupted file. So after you check compatibility and well-known issues, if all is good, you perform a backup of your config, then you perform the updates. So Fortinet has this upgrade path tool. You need to provide the information about your current FortiGate device and the current running version, and you also put the information about the target upgrade version that you would like to upgrade to. Then the tool will give you a recommended upgrade path. That is the different versions that you need to go step by step to complete the entire upgrade. So we'll see this in the next minute. So talking about compatibility and well-known issues. So regarding compatibility checks, before performing an upgrade, you need to make sure that if in your security fabric, if you are using FortiGate plus another components like Forti Manager, Analyzer, Switch, FortiSwitch or FortiAP, you need to check the compatibility issues to make sure that the FortiGate version for which you are going to will be compatible with the actual version of the FortiOS that is running on the other Forti or other security fabric components. Otherwise, you will have some incompatibility issues after the upgrade is completed. So you need to check this prior to this activity. So other limitations include license limitation. So like you will not be able to perform an update if you don't have the corresponding license for the features or for the new features that are actually included in the new FortiGate version. So like maybe you are using an evaluation license, not sure you'll be able to upgrade if you are using an evaluation license, especially if you are using a FortiVM evaluation license. So also other limitations are also related to hardware. So maybe there are some updates that require your FortiGate device to have like 4 gig of RAM or some amount of CPU. So if your FortiGate is not having those component or those hardware resources, you will not be able to perform the upgrades. Some other limitations include like FortiGate models. So depending on the FortiGate model that you are actually using, you might have some updates that will not be available for that model, or will not be compatible, are available but are not compatible with the FortiGate model that you are actually using. So for some known issues, these issues, you can have the list of these issues on the Fortinet website. So most of known issues are related to the FortiGate interface or the FortiGate display. So in some cases, when you perform the FortiGate updates after the firewall has rebooted, you will not be, or you will see some glitches or some menus that will not display well on your FortiGate. There are sometimes network issues, network interface issues. Sometimes VLAN's configuration will not be working properly. So another one is high CPU and memory usage. So when you perform updates, it comes with new features, and some new features require your device to have some import or some memory and CPU to support new features. So you might observe like high CPU and memory usage after performing some updates. So if for people who also use like high availability failover, you encounter some issues. You also have well-known issues related to VPN connectivity errors. So like users that are using FortiClient, after you've performed some updates on your FortiGate, users might have some difficulty to connect to FortiClient. So there are also some issues related to logins, but all these issues, these well-known issues, have been resolved for most of the Forti OS versions, and the information are on the Fortinet website. So before performing the updates, you need to check about all these well-known compatibility and well-known issues. So talking about the updates, you have two methods of updating. As we said, you can either do a manual update. This means you are going on your FortiCloud account, downloading the corresponding target FortiOS that you want to update to, downloading this file and checking the checksum, making sure the checksum is correct. So the file is on your workstation. Then from your FortiGate device, you browse to your workstation, then select this file, then update your FortiGate. This is one method. The other method is letting your FortiGate connect to the FortiGuard servers, then download the corresponding targeted FortiOS, then performing the update for you. So these are the two methods. The second method will require you to have a stable internet connection, because if during the update your internet connection has some issue, this might fail, and sometimes you need to restore your previous backup config, or you will need to go through some more stress by going to command line to perform some settings. So most of the time, if you can download the corresponding image directly from FortiCloud, it is preferable. So you have the file already available on your workstation and you can do it manually. So okay, let's jump to our FortiGate device and perform the updates. So here let me connect on my FortiGate device. So here under system, I go under firmware. So from here under firmware, I can see that I have the two methods I previously presented. Is the first one here, you go under upload firmware. So from here, if I already have my firmware downloaded, I can directly browse here, I collect the image, then import here, then perform the updates. Or I can use the second method using the recommended update path. using this upgrade path 2. So from here, when I select like I'm upgrading from version, I'm using actually a FortiGate 60F. Current version is 6.4.10. So 6.4.10. The target upgrade version, let's say like we want to upgrade to the latest version 7.6.4. So I say go. So here below they show me the recommended update path. So from here, if I want to go to from 6.4.10 to 7.6.4, these are the various firmware version that I'll need to download. If I want to do the manual method, so I'll need to download the 7.0.10, 7.2.5 to 7.6.4. So here under my FortiCloud account, I'll simply go under FortiGate downloads. I'll look for 7.0. 7.0 again, there's 7.0.10. So from here, all I need to do is to find the corresponding version, the file that corresponds to my the theme or the FortiGate device that I'm using. So here I'm using FortiGate 60F. So I'll take this file. So at this other from here, I'll just click on HTTPS to download the file. So for my case, I've already downloaded all the corresponding files. So these are the corresponding files. I've already downloaded the 7.0.10 to 7.6.4. So all I need to do now is to go back on my FortiGate device. So from this menu firmware here, I will use the upload firmware method. So I'll say browse. I'll start with the 7.0.10, select, open. So from here, they say a valid upgrade path cannot be determined for manually uploaded firmware. Ensure that upgrading to 7.0.10 from 6.4.10 is supported. So as per the recommendation of the upgrade tool, this is a recommended update. So from here, I will say backup, config, and update. So a backup will perform. So here the backup has been performed, and now my firmware, now the upgrade is actually going. So we just keep like a few minutes for it to complete, and our firewall will reboot so that all will be completed. So now the reboot is completed. Let's connect and see. Okay, now we are now running 7.0.10. So as you can see, our update was successful. So you still go under systems, firmware. So from here under firmware, now we have a new interface. So now the display is a little bit different from the previous, when we were on the previous firmware version. So from here, it says the firmware is up to date. So if we check at all upgrades, it is mentioning that there is no upgrades available because our Fortinet needs to take some time to discover that we are actually running 7.0.10, but there might be also some new versions available. So we will go on file uploads. So from here we'll browse, then now we'll select version 7.2.5. Open. We confirm backup. So from here it is precising that the mature level of the current of the currently installed firmware version is different than the feature level of the firmware version selected. So use extra caution as the feature release may contain changes which impact production environment. So like we are actually migrating from a 7.0.10, which is a mature version, to a version that is just a feature version. So you hit confirm switch to feature maturity. So I'll hit continue. So now we are actually updating. Always a backup is done before the update can proceed. So after the reboot is completed, now we log in again. So from here we see that we actually have now a FortiGate firmware 7.2.5. So we've moved from 7.0.10 to 7.2.5. So as you can see from here, the interface has also changed. We don't have any more firmware link menu here. Now we have but fabric management. So now each firmware update will be done through this interface. So from here, if I need to update or upgrade my firewall, from here I can either do a fabric upgrade. This is if under my fabric I have FortiGate devices plus some Forti switches, Forti manager, Forti and Forti analyzer. So the fabric upgrade will update the entire components to make sure that each of them is having the same features and make sure that there is no incompatibility between my FortiGate device and other FortiGate components. But if I want to update or upgrade the FortiGate device only, so I'll need to select the FortiGate from here, then I'll hit here under upgrade. So from here we'll still see that the firmware is up to date. It shows that the firmware is up to date. But from here, we'll go under file uploads. Then we say browse. Now we want to go to 725. No, 727. So select 727. So hit OK. Configure, confirm and backup config. Hit continue. Okay, so from here, the second or I think the third upgrade have been done. So now we've gone from 7.2.5 to 7.2.7. So let's continue under system fabric management. Select our FortiGate device, upgrade, file upload, browse. Now we are going to 7.2.9. Yeah, 7.2.9. Open. Confirm and backup. Yeah. So now this upgrade is completed. Now we are running 7.2.9. So we proceed with the next update. Upgrade, file upload, browse, FortiGate 7.4.7. Open. Confirm and backup. Continue. So now we actually on FortiGate version 7.4.7. So now let's complete with the last upgrades. So select my device, upgrade, file upload, browse. So here I'll take the last version, so 7.6.4. Select, open, confirm, and continue. Okay, so now we are done. We have completed the last upgrade. So now we are actually running version 7.6.4. So this is the last version that is actually available on Fortinet. So here we've completed with this video. So I hope this was interesting. So the fun side of this is that you can upgrade your FortiGate device from older versions to the newer version if you have the right model, and you also have a license that is will accept the upgrade path. So you also need to have the corresponding license that will accept the upgrade path and the required hardware on your FortiGate device. So this completes this video. Hope this was interesting. So guys, let's meet in another video.